Say you have a distraught childhood. You don't want to go back there because it brings up a lot of hard memories that you don't want to uncover. So what we do is literally help you reset that by helping you reset and clean that, say, distortions up, so you can feel better and clean up and heal from, say, that distraught.
If you're anything like me, you wake up in the morning, you tell your partner, you tell your husband, guess what I just dreamt? And then you proceed to tell the whole story. But then underlying that, you start to wonder yourself, what was the meaning of that very bizarre or very real dream that you just experienced?
Mhm.
So today we're going to dive into that on exponential intelligence with, of course, Masajati, where we're going to explore. And on this subject and on this show, we talk about the science of everything, including dreams. So, Mas, I'd love to know from the XI perspective, is there any meaning to the dreams that we have at night?
Yes, there are meanings to the dreams, but XI meanings are very different. Again, I'm not going to be that one that'll tell you that. Again, if you keep dreaming about, falling over, tripping, or all those things, what that means, or like you were saying, if a cow, crosses your path in a dream, what does it mean? Those things I don't know. I leave those to other experts that do that. But XI is about the foundational value of who you are, who you really are. So the base value. XI uses dreams in very different ways. And I'll give you a real life example. Sometimes we have dreams and we dream like we're other people. This is where XI comes in, right? We dream that we're other people, and we keep dreaming with we're other people, or you keep dreaming that you lived a previous lifetime and so on, right? So with XI, and if you have a session with me, private session, I'd probably tell you, there's like, oh, you're living your great grandfather's life. Your genetic coding, your genetic infrastructure is very similar to your grandfather. In fact, you've inherited even his, say, memories, not just the way you look or skin color, hair color, and all that from your, say, grandfather, but then also his memories that are in the genetic coding. So you start having dreams uh, that would be your father's, or in this case, your grandfather's dreams. So so that's where it gets really intriguing. Or sometimes if you've had like previous lifetimes that you didn't quite die the way you should have, you would experience yourself uh, reliving that life, trying to end it. So when I have sessions with people like that, what happens is that they stop dreaming of that that type of scenario. Say you've had like a distraught childhood. Okay, so it's safer for you to go back into a dream state. There are dream states where, again, memories of the mind or movies of the mind, and there are also, say, accessing like other time frames.
Mm.
You can do it while you're sleeping. So there's two different forms. But say you have a distraught childhood. You don't want to go back there because it brings up a lot of hard memories that you don't want to uncover. So what we do is, what I get you to do is literally help you reset that by helping you reset. And then what you do is go through a dream state where you go back into your childhood and clean that, say, distortions up, so you can feel better and clean up and heal from, say, that distraught part of your life.
It's interesting. And so, how do we then, like in terms of the work that you do, like you mentioned private sessions that you do with people, but what if you're a person who doesn't remember your dreams very well and they can't tell you then, Moss, let's say in a session, hey, I dreamt about this, I dreamt about that, so that you can recognize what is actually happening? Because sometimes you wake up and you don't remember your dream. You know you were dreaming, but you don't remember what it was. Is
Yeah,
there
absolutely.
any kind of meaning behind not knowing or remembering what your dream was?
Right. Yeah, I don't need to know your dreams. I'm just saying, if you have a private session or you do the 18 days or anything, what'll happen as a tool of release or healing, you will use that dream state to not just dream again or hallucinate in your mind, because that's a difference. You'll go back in time frames, just like the way I would take you back in time frames, and then heal that version of yourself in your dream, because it's a lot easier, it's more efficient.
I
Okay.
see.
If you've had a distraught childhood or, a tragic experience and so on like that, a lot of times what'll happen is that you will start to go in a dream state because again, it's a lot safer, it's a lot healthier for you to clean it up in a dream state because it's real and it's at a higher level of yourself. It's real, it's there for you to again take advantage of, and then it'll clean up your physical form or your physical life in this reality.
You mentioned about being able to help people understand like their, let's say, something that happened in their childhood, but is that kind of like a version of past life regression? Like, or is
Yes.
it just for your own, like for this life that you're in living now?
No, this is it's like past life regression, but you're doing it on your own rather than going somewhere else to do it. So that's how XI does past life regression and then heals you from it as well. If you are using dreams or if you have vivid dreams and so on like that, if that's your forte of connecting to a higher version of yourself or connecting to your abilities, okay, I help people access their dream states. So what they do, and this is what inventors do, by the way, Thomas Edison, I think it was him. He'd go look at all the details, and then he'd go take a nap and then it'd come to him in his dreams, the solution to his problems, right? So he'd review all that stuff that's happening, and then again, he'd let go of himself, and then a higher level solution would come into his dreams. So a lot of great inventors do that.
Hmm.
So in that scenario, XI uses that. If you're ready for it, or I can get you into that state where you have problems like in your life, you find a better solution, a higher level solution. So you just observe your life, you see what's going on, and then you feed all that stuff up to your higher self, and then it'll recommend a solution in your dream state.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, this is also where people who have future vision, their dreams can become a tool so they can focus in on themselves or even a client, where they can like, oh, I'm going to focus on this client, see what's happening for them in the future, and then they get a vision like again in their dreams to see what will happen in the future. So it
Yeah.
depends on the ability. So that's what XI uses.
So,
uh,
Moss, the question then, I wonder if can we then become better dreamers? Can we improve this, make almost dreaming like a skill set? Can we become better at dreaming?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, yes, that's what it's about. So again, the dream mechanism is literally about, say, connecting to your higher self. So like when I dream, it's like I work a lot in this realm, but when I dream, it's like literally I transcend into another reality, and it's like I'm helping people in another reality. So that's literally, it's like my shift is done here in this reality. I'll go to another reality and go help, I don't know, some beings or some people or whatever, on that case. So it's kind of crazy. So you can use it as a tool for sure. There's also like lucid dreaming, which is really cool. Where lucid dreaming, again, the XI lucid dreaming is where you are, say, awake to a point that you're still dreaming. So you're observing, you're in the dream, but then you can edit that dream. So XI lucid dreaming is very, it's very similar to normal lucid dreaming, but it's a little more intense because you can start to rewire yourself, at a deeper level because you know the tools and you know how to use the tools. So it's very different. The other aspect of dreaming is that, as you get more and more in tune with yourself, or more and more, say, exponentially intelligent, what'll happen for you is that, um, dreams will give you, uh, again, not only solutions or like what to watch out for so you don't like step into the same potholes and so on like that, but it'll give you feedback on where you are and what types of patterns you're running. And this is what I think most dreams are really about. Okay. And this is what does this dream mean to me? This is, so the more public or the more, mainstream, say, thoughts of or concepts of dreams is that, your body or your higher self is feeding you dreams. Okay. Is feeding you dreams about yourself, even if it's about other people. It's usually about yourself and what you're going through at the moment and what you need help with. So in that scenario, understand what the dreams mean. And there's books on dreams, and if you look at one book of dreams compared to the another book of dreams, you'll see that they'll have different meanings, for a leaky roof or whatever it is. So yeah, you can go through that and see if that gets clarity for you. But if you're really interested in your dreams and you can remember them, start cataloging your dreams, and you'll start to see, again, algorithms or patterns within your dreams. And the patterns are more important than what you're dreaming about. Okay.
And that was
Uh,
what I was gonna ask you is, should we document, should we have a little notepad next to our bed, and then if you wake up in the morning and you've had a dream where you question whether or not this had any meaning based on what we've talked about today, that you could jot those words down, or you could jot those down so you can
yes.
remember?
Yes, absolutely. Especially if you want the dream tool, if you want to use it as a tool to enhance and expand, your abilities or your life, your creativity, your success. If you want to use that tool, there's many others, obviously, but that is a great tool to do. So yes, I would definitely like jot down the dreams that you had. If you're bad at remembering your dreams and so on like that, you can tell yourself, okay, it's like when I wake up, just keep reminding yourself when I wake up. Okay, I'm going to remember my dreams. And the reason why you can't, I don't want to leave you guys hanging. The reason why you can't remember your dreams is because you altered the reality. So when you're sleeping, or your physical form and your identity is in, say, reality X, when you dream, you switched into another reality. So when you switch into another reality, you don't remember what you did in that reality. Okay. So those kind of things you want to watch out for, because in real life, you probably switch realities as well. You just don't know it. Okay. This
Mm.
is the same scenario as, you leave your keys on, say, the dresser, and you left it there. You'll go back to your dresser and it's not there. What the hell happened to my keys? Right. And then you come back around, you relax, you forget, and then you go back to your dresser and the keys are there.
Yeah,
The keys have
that happens
always
all the
been.
time. That happens all the time,
Yes.
right? You think you
To a
left it
lot
somewhere
of
and you go,
people.
"Ah," and then you come back and they're there like a miracle.
Yes. So the science behind that miracle is you left the key that in that position in another dimension of yourself. You were another person leaving the keys there.
Hmm.
That makes sense to
Wow.
you? Again, so you start to understand, again, it's about dimensions that transform and change your life, not psychology. You come back, you're in another dimension, which isn't connected. And that's the problem with individuals who leave their keys or something there, and then it's like, shit, it's not there. And then they come back and there it is again. It's because, again, you live in, say, compartmentalized dimensions of your reality, which means that this dimension doesn't know what this dimension of yourself is doing compared to this dimension of yourself is
Yeah,
doing.
I love
They
that.
don't communicate back and forth. So
Right.
again, with XI, you can merge those together, and then you'll always know where your keys are, or you'll start to remember your dreams that you
So, Moss, this is a personal question. I just think this would be
have.
fun to know. Are you
Yeah.
a person who wakes up in the morning and has to recount your dream to every member of your family?
No. No, although I do tell Faye some interesting dreams I have. Yeah, I get crazy. I don't say crazy dreams, but I talk to, say, very, very highly intelligent individuals or beings. Let's just put it that way.
Interesting.
And very, very like wise type individuals. So it's like I, I go to a higher level of self. And then, it's like I have a meeting, or like you connect with your counsel and stuff. And then, so that's sometimes I dream about that. A lot of times, I connect with my father. It's kind of crazy. After he passed away, he was in every dream, and this is really kind of cool. It's like, so, when you dream, right? When you dream and then you wake up, you go to the bathroom, you come back, and this is where it's not a dream. You come back and you can't go back to that last dream that you had, right? You can
Right.
never, right? No. So when my father passed away about a month or so after, again, helping him, go to the higher levels, he would come into my dreams and we'd go do stuff and, talk about the higher levels and all that stuff as we're doing stuff. And it's like, I'd wake up, I'd go to the bathroom or get a drink or whatever it is, I'd wake up and then I'd go back to sleep and it's like he would just be waiting for me
Wow.
and we'd just continue the conversation and I'd reconnect to the same dream state, so to speak. There, it's like, and it's like I noticed it's like, how does that ever even happen? Because you can never go back into your original dream, right? Once you wake
Yeah,
up from it.
no, you've kind of lost it. As soon as you kind of it's like breaking a connection, and then it's like you
Absolutely.
come
Yeah.
back and you wanna be able to pick up in some cases,
Oh
maybe
yeah.
not all dreams. Some
Not
dreams
all.
you are thankful
Mhm.
that you woke up from it,
Right.
if it's not pleasant, but I know what you
Yes.
mean. Sometimes you wanna go back into that dream and you're like, "Oh, I lost it," maybe
Yeah.
it wasn't gonna pick up where
Yeah.
we left
So
off, but to your point, it's great.
when things like that happen, note that again, you're not really dreaming. You're more time traveling into other dimensions, realms, things of that nature. I guess we should bring up nightmares, terrors, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, that happens. Obviously, I don't know
That's
about
what
other
it is.
people or you, but I feel like it has a lot to do with like what I've eaten, if I've had something to drink,
Mhm.
before I tend to get different kind of dreams if I've had certain foods before bed or if I ate too late.
Yes,
But I don't
good
know
idea.
if that's truly a correlation to what nightmares are really about.
Well, there's different levels of nightmares. So what you're talking about is again, the foods that you eat obviously has certain chemicals that instigate, say, certain aspects of your brain or certain dimensions. Your brain is, again, most scientists, you know, argue about this, but again, your brain is literally a GPS. It tells you exactly where you are and where you should be and where you render yourself. I'm doing a paper on that, by the way. So take a look to watch out for that. But in your scenario, again, if you have you eat a certain food, it affects your brain in a certain way. Okay,
Makes
and
sense.
then from that you would have a certain type of dream. So that's real. Sometimes if you're allergic to that food, you probably won't have, say, great dreams.
Yeah,
By the way,
true.
or you'd have scary dreams and so on. The other aspect of it is that a lot of people are afraid to go to sleep.
Mm,
So if you're that type of person, and the reason why you are afraid in there, is that when you sleep, you lose track of your identity or of your persona here in this reality, and you float off. So why you have night terrors or dreams or nightmares, bad dreams and so on like that, is literally that your body will get pulled away. Okay. And then you get into realities that just aren't beneficial for you. So it's not just a dream state here. It's literally you're getting pulled into another, say, identity of yourself or another reality that was possible for you. Okay. And this is where you get, say, terrorized. And that's why a lot of people say have issues sleeping and so on. Again, because you lose that connection with yourself.
So, Moss, what is in that case? I mean, obviously, the work that you do with XI could help
Mhm.
someone like that who isn't
Absolutely.
getting the proper amount of sleep because they're afraid to fall asleep. If they're
Yep.
in that scenario, or any of the, or just want to know better how they can tap into the things you've described in this episode,
Right.
reaching out to you, reaching out to the XI community.
Mhm.
I'm guessing that's the best way to do that is to reach out. You
Yeah.
talk about private sessions. Maybe people could reach out to you to do that.
Private sessions, we're actually doing an AM/PM meditation where there's it's like a 10-minute meditation that you do in the morning to get you really, to say, revved up, really confident in yourself, so you have a great day. And then also we have a PM meditation that relaxes you, grounds you into where you should be, so you allow for better sleep, and then you get into, say, deeper states, the delta states and so on like that, which is really, really important for you because that's where the deep nourishment comes in, where you get into the delta states of
Fantastic.
connection with your higher self. So again, overall, dreams and sleeping is literally about reconnecting to your higher self and resetting yourself so you can be more in the present moment time. If you wake up, for example, and this kind of goes with nightmares and so on, or people who don't want to sleep, if you wake up and then you start to look around and you have to re-coordinate yourself to go, okay, where the hell am I? Right? It's because you traveled out of your identity. You literally let go of your body. It's kind of like a near death experience. You let go of your body, you time traveled, or you went to another reality, and then as you come back, you're just a little you're disoriented, or you're not quite settling into your body. Okay, those are all problems on why people can't sleep, or why people have bad dream states and so on like that. Again, XI can help you resolve all that.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Mas,
Yeah,
this is really helpful. Thank you so much. I think that for people who are questioning the meaning of their dreams or having trouble going to sleep and are not dreaming enough,
right.
what you've shared with us in this episode, I think will be really helpful. And we'll leave the links to all of the resources that Mas was explaining around this video. If you're watching the video, or if you're listening to the audio, you can look in the description and we'll have those links set up there for you. Thank you so much, Mas. Another great episode of Exponential Intelligence. And be sure to follow the show on your favorite platform. And we'll be back with you shortly, of course. Thanks so much, Mas. This has been fun.
Thank you, Cheryl. Take care, guys. Peace.